Hot sleepers, listen up. This one is for you. You probably know Avocado Green Mattress for their organic mattresses. They're amazing. But did you know that they also make breathable, natural bedding that'll completely upgrade how you sleep this summer? I am talking buttery soft, organic cotton sheets, light as air, silk duvets, and down that's so breathable it feels like you are sleeping under a cloud. And listen, this isn't just about getting cozy. It's about knowing exactly what you're bringing into your home. Avocado uses certified organic and ethically sourced materials, so you're not sleeping in chemicals or mystery fabrics. Just clean, sustainable comfort that actually supports your health and the planet. So if you're swapping sweaters for sandals, it might be time to refresh your bedding too. Sleep cooler, feel better, and rest easier because you deserve that. Head to avocadomattress.com today to save 10% on all bedding and 50% on clearance bedding. Avocado, dream of better. The beauty of motherhood lives right alongside the struggle. You will love your child with every fiber of your being, but that doesn't mean it's always easy. In fact, sometimes it's incredibly difficult. Today, I'm sharing the 10 best and worst things about being a mom. The real, the raw, and the wonderful. And whether you're a first-time mom to be, a seasoned mom, or somewhere in between, this one is for you. Welcome to the Birth with Power podcast, where knowledge is power and power transforms birth. I'm Dr. Nicole Calloway Rankins, mom of two and practicing board-certified OBGYN with over 20 years of experience and nearly 2,000 births attended. I've seen firsthand how the hospital system can leave women feeling unheard and uncertain, but that doesn't have to be your story. Here, you'll get the knowledge, support, and strategies to take charge of your birth experience so you can walk into the hospital feeling calm, confident, and empowered. Note, this podcast is for educational purposes only, and it's not a substitute for medical advice. See the full disclaimer at drnicolerankins.com/disclaimer. Now let's get to it. If you're feeling overwhelmed, here's what I want you to know. There is a better way. I'm teaching Peaceful Pregnancy, the calm, confident start for your birth, live on May 19th. And this workshop will change how you show up for your birth. You'll leave with mindset tools to reduce fear and boost confidence, plus the Mama Mindset Manual, pregnancy power affirmations, and beautiful birth affirmations to keep you grounded. This is how you take charge from the beginning. Grab your spot for $67 at drnicolerankins.com/calm. I cannot wait to see you there. Hello there. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Whether this is your first time listening or you've been here before, I'm so glad you're spending some time with me today. With Mother's Day coming up, I thought it would be the perfect time to have a real, honest conversation about what it's actually like to be a mom. Not just the Instagram highlight reel, but the hard stuff too, because motherhood isn't one-dimensional at all. It's a beautiful mix of joy, challenge, love, and growth, and sometimes all of that at once. So today, I'm walking you through the 10 best and worst things about being a mother from my own perspective and experience. This really ties into what I emphasize in the Birth with Power pathway. Just like birth, motherhood is powerful and complex, and it deserves to be seen and honored in all its messiness and beauty. All right, so we're going to start with the hard stuff because as beautiful as motherhood is, it can also stretch you in ways you never expected. So first step is the constant worry. OMG, the constant worry. It starts in pregnancy, and I'm going to be honest, it really never lets up. For me, it began when I was pregnant with my first daughter. I had a big bleeding episode in my first trimester. Then she was diagnosed with a rare intestinal malformation. She was born prematurely, spent a month in the NICU. I've talked many times about that experience and how it changed me forever. And then with my second, she didn't talk for a while. She ended up needing speech therapy for a bit as a child, even though she was born full term and all of those things. Now, they're both doing incredibly well now. Both of them are a year ahead in school. My oldest is about to graduate from high school with a 4.96 GPA. She's never gotten a B. Her sister is following right in her footsteps. But still, the worry never really goes away, or there's something else to worry about. Like, I may not worry about them academically, but are they safe? Are they okay in school? Do they have friends? What about dating? The worry is always there. Number 2, feeling like you're not enough. Okay, listen, I am not the best cook. I am impatient. I am pretty terrible at helping with homework. I feel like a complete failure when it comes to regulating electronics. Did a terrible job at that. And then as they get older and start approaching adulthood, I find myself asking, have I done enough to prepare them for the real world? They've had a fairly sheltered existence, and sometimes I worry if they're truly ready. But here's what I hold on to. They know that I love them and that I will always be here for them in this life and even beyond this life. And also, they see me do hard things. Like they've seen me build this whole online business and a podcast from scratch with no roadmaps. I've shared with them about the risk that I've taken, the mistakes that I've made, and how I keep going. And that matters too. But still, that guilt creeps in. I am always asking myself, am I doing enough? Have I done enough? Number 3 is losing pieces of your old self. Motherhood changes you mentally, emotionally, and physically. And after 2 pregnancies, both of which actually I had extra amniotic fluid, and for both I had 2 C-sections, my abdominal muscles, of course, will never be the same. And also, don't judge me, but I remember before I had children, I could sit on the couch and watch Law and Order reruns 4 hours. My favorite was SVU. I could sleep in past 8:30 in the morning. Those days are long gone. I can't remember the last time I've slept in really past probably like 8 o'clock, 8:15 if I'm really, really tired. And while I wouldn't trade what I have now for anything in the world, it's okay to grieve who you were before. That doesn't make you selfish. It really just makes you human. Okay, number 4, the mental load. Listen, there is always, and I mean always, a to-do list. Doctor's appointments, forms, school emails, birthdays, dinner, snacks, all of the things. Then on top of that, there's a list for your job if you work outside the home. And then let's not forget trying to take care of yourself and your own needs too. Now, I'm incredibly grateful that I have a ton of help from Falcon, my husband, but it's still a lot. Even when you're not actively doing something, your brain is constantly running in the background, trying to keep everything together. And I'm not going to lie, it's exhausting. Now, what I have learned that the key isn't trying to catch up or stay on top of your to-do list, because you really never do. Okay. The key is accepting that you'll actually never fully be caught up, and just learn to let that be okay. There's going to be something that's there. You'll get to it when you get to it, and that is okay. All right. Number 5 of the 5 worst things. Number 5 of the 10 best and worst things about being a mother. So number 5 is society's unrealistic expectations. We know this. There's so much pressure on moms to do all the things and to do it perfectly. To bounce back physically after having a baby, bounce back emotionally, mentally, do those Pinterest level birthday parties. To some degree, it's getting a little bit ridiculous with birthday parties and photo shoots and this, that, and the other. I mean, totally fine if that's what you want to do, but the pressure to do it can be kind of high. You got to be patient. You got to be present. You got to be productive. You got to be polished all at the same blank time. Okay. And you got to do it with a smile. It is really unfair. And to be honest, it's impossible and can feel unrelenting. Social media don't help either. It's easy to fall into that trap of comparing your everyday reality to someone else's curated highlight reel. And Instagram or TikTok is going to show you a lot of those fancy smancy, perfect life kind of things. But we have to stop expecting moms to be superhuman. And more importantly, we have to stop putting that pressure on ourselves. Please show up just as your real self, whatever that is. If your real self is Pinterest level parties and you love that, show up as your real self. If you're like me and you're kind of like just throwing some things together, that is okay too. Whatever you are is more than enough. Let's be honest, prenatal vitamins can feel like a shot in the dark. You're told to take them, but what's actually in them? And is it really doing anything? That's why I recommend Ritual's Essential Prenatal. As an OBGYN who's delivered thousands of babies, I don't just care what goes into your body. I care that you know what's going into your body. Ritual's formula is science-backed, third-party tested, and includes traceable ingredients you can actually pronounce. No mystery ingredients here. It's also one of the few prenatals that meets the DHA recommendation during pregnancy, with 350 milligrams of vegan omega-3 DHA to help support baby's brain and early vision development. And listen, if you struggled with nausea, Ritual thought of that too. These capsules are designed with a delayed release and a light citrus tab that makes them easy to take even on an empty stomach. You deserve to know exactly what you're putting into your body, especially when it comes to prenatal multivitamins, and with Ritual's dedication to traceable science and sourcing, you always will. See for yourself with 25% off your first month at ritual.com/Dr. Nicole. Start Ritual or add Essential Prenatal to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/Dr. Nicole for 25% off your first month. All right, so let's switch gears a bit and take a breath, because yes, although motherhood can be unbelievably hard, it is also filled with moments that take your breath away in the absolute best way. And it's not one or the other, it's going to be both. And now I want to share the 5 things that make all the hard stuff worth it. These 5 things are some of the absolute best parts of being a mother. Number 1 is the deep, unconditional love. There are truly no words that can fully capture how deep the love will go for your child. It is more than just an emotion. It is a physical sensation, how deeply you love your children. It lives in your chest, your bones, in your breath. It's the kind of love that makes you instantly protective, endlessly forgiving, completely vulnerable. And it's fierce. It can be overwhelming and grounding all at the same time. And this doesn't depend on what your child does or doesn't do. It really, truly just is. And it may happen from the moment that you first lay eyes on your child, or it may take a little bit longer to develop this deeper love. But I promise you that love will be there and it never, ever leaves. Number 2. Watching a whole new person grow. This might be my favorite. One of the greatest privileges of motherhood and being a mommy, my children call me mommy, is getting a front row seat to someone becoming who they are. You're there for every stage, every shift, every milestone. And what's so fascinating, and I want you to remember this if you have little babies right now, is how certain traits show up so early and they will stay remarkably consistent as they get older. My older daughter, who's now 17, the way she used to melt down at age 2 is the same way she processes big emotions now as a teenager. The core of who she is has not changed. It's just grown up. And my younger daughter has always had a very strong sense of resolve. Once she sets her mind on something, that's it until she decides it's not. When she was about 4 or 5, she would only eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch. Like that was it. Months and months went by. Peanut butter and jelly every single day. Then one day she just stopped. Said, I don't want to eat peanut butter and jelly anymore. I don't like it. And now, of course, years later, she's suddenly eating peanut butter again, and she loves it. That's her now at 15, same as she was when she was little, steady, decisive, totally on her own timeline. I mentioned earlier that she was delayed in talking. Well, it wasn't because she couldn't talk. She just didn't want to talk. She was going to talk when she was ready to talk and not when we thought she should be talking. So watching them grow doesn't mean watching them change into something else. So much of it is just watching them grow doesn't mean necessarily watching them change into something else. So much of it is watching them unfold more fully into who they have always been. You get to watch their personalities deepen, their little quirks shine, and their essence can often stay remarkably the same. It is really, really fascinating actually to watch and so special. All right, number 3, personal growth that you might not have expected. Motherhood can grow you in ways you never imagined, or sometimes ways you didn't even necessarily want, or ways that can be a bit challenging. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is how to apologize and the power of apology. Having parents apologize to children ain't something I experienced growing up in, my Southern Black household. Okay. My parents were lovely, but apologizing wasn't going to happen. But that's something that I wanted to model for my girls, something that I do model. And I've had to model it because there have been times, not a ton, but more than I'd like, when I've regrettably lost my cool, especially with my older daughter, who has a very strong personality and a very strong mouth. She's going to get that last word in, okay? And there are moments where I didn't respond with the patience or grace that I wish I had. But what I've learned is that it's okay for me to take a break, go back and say, I'm sorry. And I can do that while still holding my role as the parent, someone with more knowledge, more experience, but still honor their perspective and admit when I've messed up. That is not weakness, that is growth. And it's a very powerful thing, actually, to show your children. Okay, number 4, the little moments of just pure joy. This is also one of my favorite ones. It's not always the big milestones that leave the biggest imprint. It's going to be those little moments, the belly laughs over something so completely silly, hugs out of nowhere, quiet talks in the car where they open up, watching your children, if you have more than one, when they connect with each other. All of these things can fill your heart in ways you didn't even know were possible. And then one of the wildest joys you will experience is when you see yourself outside of your body, okay? Like your child is going to say something or move a certain way, and it's like looking in a miniature version of yourself. Now, sometimes I'm not going to lie, you see your not so great traits too. My oldest has definitely inherited my impatience. We share that together and laugh about it. And my younger one, she's got a bit of my pettiness. I'm not going to lie. But I love all of it. It's funny. It can be humbling. It's just magical, truly, truly magical. Those everyday moments, those are the ones that can often end up meaning the absolute most. And then number 5, motherhood brings a new kind of community. It connects you to people in a whole new way. And it's not just about finding mom friends. It's about an unspoken bond you'll share with other mothers, that knowing glance from a stranger in the grocery store, if your child is melting down, that's some solidarity there. It's I see you. And you will come to realize that no matter how different your background or your parenting style, there's a lot of shared understanding of what it means to care for another human being with everything you've got. And when you are able to connect with people, whether in person or even virtually, you're reminded that you don't have to do this alone. And actually, you were never meant to do this alone. So just for some final thoughts, motherhood is absolute power. Being a mom, a mommy, as I am, is one of the most challenging, humbling, soul-stretching things I've done, but it is also the most meaningful. It brings out the best and sometimes the worst in you because you care so deeply. It tests your limits. It expands your heart. Some days you feel like you are crushing it, and other days you're like, I'm hiding in the bathroom because I'm a failure. All of that is okay. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's real. It's complicated. It's beautiful. It's messy. And your experience will be uniquely yours. So this Mother's Day, give yourself grace. Celebrate the parts of you that show up, even when it's hard. Know that you are not alone in the struggle and that the love you give, imperfect and all, is more than enough. You're doing better than you think. You're enough, you're powerful, and you are a great mom. So that's it for this episode. If you found it helpful, share it with a friend because every pregnant woman deserves to feel informed and empowered. Also subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you love the show, I'd really love you leaving a quick review in Apple Podcasts. It helps more moms to be find birth with power, and it helps them step into birth with confidence just like you. And of course, I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite thing about being a mom? What are you most looking forward to? What's something you wish more people understood about it? DM me on Instagram at Dr. Nicole Rankins. Let's celebrate motherhood in all its messy magic. Now, do me one more favor. Come on back next week and remember to trust your power and take charge of your birth.